All right. Well, I'm Mel Washington. Live in Vancouver, Washington, and I bought myself a week ago. I bought myself an Ioniq 5, and first EV I've ever owned, and it's amazing. I love this thing. I love the way that it drives. I just came out of a pickup, and the pickup that I've owned for 5 years, I loved it. It drove just like a car. But now that I have this, I can't see getting into another, ICE vehicle. I get about 250 miles, anywhere between 225 and 250 miles on about a 90% charge to 100% charge. And I expect that I'm going to get better mileage when the weather warms up. The things that I love about it is it's roomy. It still has about as much room as my truck cab does, a bit more. I can fit 5 adults into it. The wheels are 20-inch wheels, giving me a nice smooth ride. They eat up bumps very nicely. I love the way that the handles will present themselves. Automatic wipers, automatic dimming rear view mirror. Uh, it has nice shades in the back for sun. It's got a great moon roof. This is also the limited trim. It's an all-wheel drive, and I can't remember the pound-feet of torque that it has, but it'll get up and go. It'll get to from 0 to 60 in about 4.8 seconds. Um, that matches about what I've done. It's pretty fun to pin people in the back of their seats, and I've done that a few times. In fact, I had a friend that almost got sick in my brand new car because I did that coming out of a turn. So lesson learned, I won't do that anymore. So the charging port, there's two ways to open it. I can open it with my key fob, or I could just press the button, and uses a CCS fast charging. It'll charge up to 235 kilowatts. So typically I try to find myself on an Electrify America 350 kilowatt charger. In optimal conditions, this car will charge from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes. And I'm waiting for the weather to warm up so I could try to get that. But it works really well. Yeah, it comes with two 12-inch infotainment screens. The first screen that we have is just driver info. It's not a touch screen or anything, and gives you a lot of information on here. Um, it has 3 different drive modes, um, and you can see that it changes based on the different drive modes that you have. Eco, the way that the eco mode works is it'll put you, it'll get you up to speed, and once you get to the speed that you would normally drive at, it only engages the 2 rear wheels. Normal will use all 4 wheels, and it's a rear biased setup, so you get a little more power out of the rear motors. And then sport mode. Sport mode is what you want to use when you really need that acceleration and get up to speed quickly. And if you hold it down, it'll go into snow mode. And then snow mode will give you a little better traction in snow. Typically, I drive out of eco mode. And then on the second screen, that's a touch screen, and it gives you a lot of information. So if I were to press on the car here, what it does is it shows me what my range is. And if I have on my climate control, it'll show me what my range is and what it would be without the climate control on. So you can see that I go from 204 to 199 miles on the chart at my current charge. It also has some nice heated seats in the front for the driver and for the passenger. So you can see there's heated seats here. You could turn them, you can turn them on, turn them off. You can make them hot, make them cold. And then they also have a heated steering wheel, which is nice. And I found that to be really nice this morning since it was so cold. You have a nice media system here. So it has Android Auto. It has Apple CarPlay. And you can use maps, like you can use Waze, you can use Google Maps, and you can use the onboard maps that they have for Hyundai as well. And it works well. It has a heads-up display, pretty hard to see on screen, but the heads-up display will show you your miles per hour. It'll show you the speed limit in the area that you're in. It'll also show you that your lane assist is on. This car has level 2 lane keeping, and so what it'll do is it'll just keep you centered in your lane. And if a vehicle comes too close to you from another lane, it will actually shift the car to the far side of the lane to keep you away from distracted drivers or other drivers that are crossing into your lane. And with both of your hands on the wheel, if you put on your left or right turn signal as you're driving down the highway, it'll actually change lanes for you, which is really nice. It's got blind spot assistance, which is very nice. I still have trust issues, so I still look back, but it works very well. When you're changing lanes, it has a blind spot camera, and that blind spot camera will actually show here in this front infotainment screen. So to the left and to the right, you'll get those cameras coming on to show you your blind spot. It's got regenerative braking. It has 4 levels of regeneration. 1 is the least amount of regeneration you have. Then 2, 3, and 4 is iPedal mode, and that iPedal mode will let you just use the accelerator. And as you lift your foot off the accelerator, it'll just slow down on its own and put the maximum amount of regen back into your battery. It's really nice. I can't see driving another car without that feature. So I'm pretty hooked on that feature. And it's push button start, so obviously no keys. All you have to do is have your key in your pocket, and the car will start right up for you. So the one thing that I really liked about this and what attracted me to this car is if you look down here, they have individual pixels, which make up the lights, and then you have the headlights in there. They're LED headlights. And one of the other things I really like is this feature here. This bar is not lit during the daytime or while you have your lights out, but once you have these lights on, this whole light bar lights up, and it's really nice. If you're in somebody's rearview mirror, they know who's coming down the road. The other thing that I like about this is these flaps down here. These open to cool the battery, and so when your battery's warm and it needs to be cooled off, you'll find that those open and close just based on that. There's a small frunk in there, not much to look at, probably big enough just to hold your cables, maybe a laptop. And I would say to anybody that's looking for an EV, I think this is a great choice for an EV. I think that with all the features, the range that it has, the comfort, the cabin is spacious. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend this vehicle to anyone. The problem is that they're just hard to come by at this time, but once they become a little more common and easier to get, I would highly recommend the Hyundai Ioniq 5 to anybody that would want to get one.